Good morning, students. Today we'll start with this properties of system. There are some properties which will depends on the mass or size of the object. There are some objects which is independent of mass or size. So based on that, we are classifying the properties of system into two types. One is extensive property, another one is intensive property. This extensive properties always it depends on the size or mass, whereas when it is independent of mass or size, then it is called as intensive properties. So when the system depends on the mass or size, then it is extensive. When it doesn't depend on mass or size, then it is intensive. See, examples are given here. There are some examples which is given in the tabular column. That example, it will come as one word. This extensive and intensive properties, it will be asked as 2 mark question mark. So write the definition, along with that read the examples also. Okay. After that, thermodynamic process. Actually, this thermodynamic process, it is a method of operation which is bringing the change in the system. So now let us see what are the types of processes in it. Thermodynamic process we are carried out in different conditions. So first we are going to see the reversible process. When we are saying about reversible process, when system and surroundings, if it can be restored to the initial state from the final state without any changes, if we are able to get the final state of the products to the initial state, then it is said to be reversible process. See, I am explaining once again, ma. Listen carefully. The process in which system and surroundings, it can be restored. System and surrounding, it doesn't undergo any change. So without any change, if we are restoring the substance to its initial state from the final state, then it is said to be reversible process. Moreover, during this time, it should not produce any change in the thermodynamic properties. That is most important. Okay. So, two conditions are there for this reversible process. First condition is it should occur infinitesimally slow. That is, reaction should take place slowly. Then only reversible condition is possible. Okay. Second thing is that system and surroundings, it should be equilibrium with each other. System should exist equilibrium with surroundings. Same manner, surroundings should exhibit equilibrium with system. So these are the two conditions. Suppose if it is satisfying that condition, then only reversible reaction takes place. Is this clear? Now we are going to irreversible reaction. Irreversible, once when we are saying this itself, it is exactly opposite to reversible. Here the system and surrounding cannot be restored to the initial state from the final state. Naturally, suppose when it is happening, is it possible to reverse it again? Suppose if we are hitting somewhere else, if we are getting wound, again is it possible to do the action again? It's not possible. Likewise, irreversible reactions, most of the irreversible reactions, it is natural reaction. Is that clear, ma? So, adiabatic process. Next process is adiabatic process. When we are saying about this adiabatic process, even in liquefaction of gases, I said this word. There is no exchange of heat between system and surroundings. Okay. So, system and surroundings, it should not exchange the heat. That process only we are saying it as adiabatic process. Is this clear, ma? Suppose if work is done by the system, then the temperature decreases. Underline that word. If the work is done by the system, temperature decreases. Then if the work is done on the system, temperature increases. Clear? Suppose if it is satisfying adiabatic process, then Q is equal to 0. What is Q? Q is nothing but heat content. Here it is not at all exchanging heat. That is why value of Q is equal to 0. After that, isothermal, isobaric and isochoric. Iso, whenever we are saying this word iso, it shows that it is similar. Always we are maintaining constant. Okay. So, isothermal when we are saying, then the temperature of the system remains constant during the change from initial to final state. So, when the substance is changing from initial to final state, at that time when we are maintaining temperature as constant, then it is isothermal. When we are maintaining pressure as constant, then it is called as isobaric process. Okay, here dt is nothing but change in temperature is 0. Here pressure is constant we said. So obviously dP is equal to 0. Isochoric, here the volume of the system remains constant when it is changing from initial to final state. Is this clear now? Now coming to cyclic process. When we are saying the word cyclic, suppose when the system is returning back to the original state after so many changes, then that is said to be a cycle. So that kind of process we are saying it as cyclic process. During the cyclic process, almost most of the quantities it is constant. Okay. So in your textbook, du is equal to 0 is given. No, du is nothing but change in internal energy 0, change in heat 0, change in pressure 0, same manner volume, temperature, everything it is constant. Okay, during this cyclic process. Is this clear now? After that, functions. State function, path function. First I am explaining this path function. After that, if you read the state function, it will be clear to you. Path function, when we are saying, if the value depends on the path by which the system changes from initial to final state. Suppose if your system is changing from initial to final state, at that time when it is depending on the path, how it is coming, once when it depends, then we are saying it as path function. For example, work heat like that. Suppose when it is independent on the path, then it is said to be state functions. The state function, it is important. Okay, pressure, volume, temperature, everything it will come under state functions. With this, we are completing today's class, students. In next class, we will say the internal energy. Okay, thank you, students.